So today we're going to deal with an OET letter. And as always, the first thing you need to do when you get a letter is go to the writing task, isn't it? Why? Because the purpose of the letter will be clearly given in the writing task. If it is not given in the writing task, what do? You can look at the plan for better clarity. Okay. Now, can one of you read this writing task for me, please?
Using the information given in the case notes, write a letter to Senior Manager, Valley Health System, Kent, UK. In your letter, briefly outline the needs and problems of Lana and her mother.
Okay. So using the information given in the case notes, write a letter to Senior Manager, Valley Health System. What do you mean by Valley Health System? Valley is a name. Health system generally refers to organizations that are mainly devoted to health act. Okay. Yeah. And it will, yeah. So that is basically to do with the health system. Yeah. And in this, what are we supposed to write? What are we expected to write? We have to outline the needs and problems of Liana, which means the patient and her mother. Now let's look in detail. Can you read the first page, someone else? Betty, read for me, please.
Read the case notes and complete the writing task which follows. Notes. You are a nurse in charge in Royal Cornwall Hospital, UK. Case note. Name Liana Snell, age 11 days, birth weight 1.5 kg, current weight 1.6 kg, birth preterm baby 35 weeks, normal delivery, parents no relevant medical history.
Okay, yeah. So you are a nurse in charge and in the Royal Cornwall Hospital. So here the title is important. See, all nurses are registered nurses, but if this title is given, you can copy that also. Okay, so you can write the title nurse in charge. And the name of the patient is Liana Snell, and she's a baby. She's 11 days. She has she had a birth weight of 1.5. Now currently she weighs 1.6. She was a preterm baby, 35 weeks, normal delivery, and no relevant medical history regarding parents. Next person, read it for me till the admission detail half.
Mother, Miss Darnie Snell, 22 years. Liana is her first child. Father, Miss Jacob Snell, 33 years, businessman. Admission details, 25/5/2020, neonatal intensive care unit with convulsions and hyperbilirubinemia. No feeding or saline before 24 hours of onset of convulsions. Jaundice, mild respiratory distress. Repeated convulsions 3 to 4 times per day.
Okay, thank you. See, so the mother is Miss Darnell Snell. She's about 22 years and this is the mother's first child. Father, Mr. Jacob Snell, 33 years, businessman. Admission details, she was admitted to the neonatal intensive care unit. This baby was admitted with convulsions and hyperbilirubinemia. And she has not been breastfed for the past 24 hours since the onset of convulsions. And she's had this infant jaundice and along with mild respiratory distress. Repeated convulsions. See, that is why that's plural here. 3 to 4 times a day, which means she has had 3 to 4 episodes of convulsions. Okay, read the rest.
Biochemistry reports serum bilirubin total 19.9 gram per deciliter, blood sugar level 7 mg per deciliter, normal value above 40 milligram per deciliter, sodium 141 millimole per liter, normal value 135 to 145 millimole per liter, potassium 4.9 millimole per liter, normal value 3.5 to 4.5 millimole per liter.
Okay, so the biochemistry report says that bilirubin is high. What do you all say? It's on the higher side, isn't it? And
Yes.
and the blood sugar level has dropped, is it?
Low,
Low.
Yes.
below the
Dropped.
normal.
Yeah. And the sodium is
Normal.
It is normal.
normal. And the potassium concentration is
High.
Slightly elevated.
high. So while writing, you don't have to necessarily quote all these. Because definitely if the baby has hyperbilirubinemia, definitely the bilirubin count will be high, isn't it? And because
Yes.
he's been breastfed, definitely the sugar level can drop. And
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
yeah, so the potassium is also, so you don't have to say everything in detail. Even if you write, it is okay, but you need not necessarily write the whole thing. Okay.
It can be said as dearranged.
Sorry?
Can it be
Deranged.
said like dearranged?
Yeah, on assessment, it was deranged, you can say.
Okay.
It's fine. So
Okay.
he was given this injection, phenobarbital. It is for convulsions, isn't it?
Yes,
Along with phototherapy for 3 days. Now, yeah. Read the rest.
No convulsions, clinically stable.
No. There are 2 points just above that. Can you read that also?
Continuous infusion of saline with dextrose. Close observation.
Yeah, hold on.
26.
Along with that, she was also given continuous infusion of saline with dextrose. Why? Because she's not been breastfed. And then also the sugar level is dropped. And she was also closely observed and monitored. Now, 26, what is happening? Can another person read? Because we want participation from everyone.
On 26th of May 2020, no convulsions, clinically stable, normal glucose level, phototherapy to be continued. Ms. Darlene Snell, the mother, reported anxiety regarding newborn care.
Okay, thank you. So on 26, there is nothing remarkable here. No convulsions. If there's certain no convulsions, you don't have to say that there is no convulsions. You just have to omit that. You don't have to write it. It is not important. Clinically stable, normal glucose level. See, again, the parameters are fine. So you don't have to mention again. Phototherapy to be continued. Of course, we need to write. That is important. Because it's already been there since 3 days, which is to be continued. And the mother reported anxiety regarding newborn care. That is something important. So what I'm trying to say is, if something is stable, you don't have to rewrite it just for the sake of writing it, okay? Because you will lose marks. Again, we get marks for being concise. And you just have to write the main important points. 29th, what happened? What's happening? Tell me, read it.
29/5/2020, the baby's clinical parameters are satisfactory. Plan for discharge today. Monitoring of blood sugar required for next 7 days. Mother needs education and guidance about newborn care.
Okay, thank you. 29th, the baby's clinical parameters are again satisfactory. And plans, so that is why the baby is being planned for discharge today, but requires monitoring of blood sugar. Why? Because it is dropped, isn't it? For the next 7 days. And since a mother, see on 26, it is clearly said that mother has anxiety regarding newborn care. So what happens? So she needs education and guidance about newborn care. So actually, you can club the 26th and the 29th together very briefly. Okay, that's enough. Now let's look at the plan. Read the plan.
Plan. Maternal and child home care program for breastfeeding education, lactation consultation plus daily assessment and monitoring of the child. Home phototherapy for next 7 days. Medication monitoring of mother mental status.
Okay. Now the plan is maternal. See, both the mother and the child requires help. That has to be clearly mentioned in the first and also in the introduction. Maternal and child home care program. For why? For what? What is the reason? Because of breastfeeding education. Because the mother needs breastfeeding education along with lactation consultation. And also the baby requires daily assessment and monitoring of the child. And we know that initially we saw in the previous page that the phototherapy has been initiated for 3 days, isn't it?
Yes.
Again, 26, we see that it needs to be continued. How long? It needs to be continued for the next 7 days. So if you want, you can write, if phototherapy has been initiated, which needs to be continued for the next 7 days in the body paragraph itself. There is also another option. If you want, you can write it separate in the plan. These are optional. And medication monitoring. So if you look, the child needs to be monitored for 2 things. Why? What is it? 29th, you see monitoring of blood sugar and also medication monitoring. So you can club these together. She requires monitoring for medication compliance and also for blood sugar. You can combine, that is good. Along with that, the mother's mental status also needs to be monitored. Fine. And now let's look at the reading task. So here in the reading task is written to a senior manager in the health system. And here we have to underline or outline the needs and problems of both the mother and the child. So don't make a mistake of writing the child's part alone. They have to be given equal importance in the introduction. Clear? Now we're going to see what is important, what is not important. What do you all think is important? I want you all to do that. In the first page, what do you think are the important details?
Designation of the nurse.
First in charge in Royal Cornwall.
Nurse in charge, you can write it nurse in charge. Yeah.
Name. Lioness Snell.
Lioness Snell.
Name.
11 days.
11 days.
11.
Birth weight.
Yeah.
Birth weight.
1.5 kg.
Current weight also.
baby. All important.
All important.
Parents, no relatives.
No,
It's not important.
Parents, no need.
Parents, no
Preterm
relevant
baby.
history, no need.
Parents, no relevant medical history. That is not important. Okay. The rest are, yeah, I agree with you all. See, this is mine. I thought these were important. Can you all see?
Yes.
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 Second page, no? Read it. What is important here? Mother, father.
First child.
Mother
Mother and first child.
Mother.
Mother is in birth.
No need.
Yes.
Mother, the first child, if you want, you can write. Mrs. You don't have to write the full name. Miss Snell is the first child. Is father important here?
No.
No.
And admission details. What are important? Tell me.
Neonatal intensive care unit. First
Okay.
line.
Admission date is important.
Convulsion and
Time.
hyperbilirubinemia.
Okay.
No
No
feeding
feeding
of
time.
saline.
Feedings.
All important, ma'am. That's good.
Yeah, I would say all the admission details are important, starting from the date of admission. And all these sub points are important. Now,
Jaundice will be repeated.
no, jaundice, you don't have to necessarily repeat because when you're
Hyperbilirubinemia.
itself indicates that it is a case of infant jaundice, isn't it? So you don't have to write
Yes.
that question. Yeah. So what about the biochemistry reports? What are elevated?
Sure.
Tell me.
Serum bilirubin.
Bilirubin, sugar, and
Blood
potassium.
sugar.
And potassium.
Yes. As I told you, if you want, you can write. Otherwise, you need not write because it is understood. And what about the management and phototherapy? Are they important?
Yes,
Yes.
both are important.
Yeah.
Both.
Injection phenobarbital.
Both
Phototherapy.
injection and
That is
phototherapy.
This is what I thought was important. Neonatal intensive care unit, yeah. If you want, you can write that. Okay, shall we go to the next page?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what is important here?
Continuous
First two
infusion.
Continuous
are
infusion of
important.
saline with dextrose.
Observation also.
Both.
Observation.
I can't understand. Can one say?
Both
Continuous
important.
infusion of saline with dextrose. Close observation.
You don't have to read it. We have read it twice earlier. So first and
First
second.
one.
Yeah, that is enough. Yeah, both are important, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Yes.
It is important, close observation important. Yeah, fine. Go ahead. 26, what are important?
It's
Clinically
not important because everything is
Last
normal
line.
here. No?
Mother.
Everything is normal.
Everything is
Mother
Continuous
requires line.
phototherapy.
Last line is important.
Yes, last line needs to be mentioned because mothers reported anxiety on 26th. That has to be written. Okay, the others need not be written because already phototherapy has been started. Now her normal glucose, it's clinically stable. Her glucose level is all right. Only it was dropped. Then no convulsion. So nothing special to say about that. Now 29th, what do you say?
First line, like you
Second.
can
No,
see currently the
second.
baby is stable. No?
You have to say that the currently the child's
The
parameters
baby is
are stable. And,
stable.
Then monitoring of
monitoring
blood
blood
line.
sugar.
7
The
days.
blood sugar level for 7 days.
yeah, monitoring required for blood
Everything.
sugar.
Everything
Mother
is
needs
needed.
education.
Other needs
Education.
education. What about the plan? What has to be written?
All important.
All are important, isn't
All
it?
are important.
Okay, you all agree?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll say I thought this was important. If you look at the writing task, is it clear in the writing task as to what the purpose is? In your letter, briefly outline the needs and problems. So I thought it was less of clarity. So in that case, what do? You have to go to
Plan.
the purpose. Sorry,
Yeah.
plan.
Plan.
Yeah, plan. Sorry, plan. It is clearly given that daily assessment and monitoring for the child.
And education. Yes.
And education regarding what?
Newborn.
Breastfeeding.
Newborn.
Breastfeeding.
Needs education and guidance about newborn care.
care. That is also written in the 29th. So actually that can be written very clearly in the introduction. You don't have to go searching for that. That's what I said. In case the writing task does not specify the purpose with clarity, go on to the plan. Okay. Yeah. And so I want you all to give me this, the address. Tell me, let's start writing the letter. When is the child is getting discharged?
29.
So that is the date. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So 29.
29 May
May
2020.
Yeah, good. And then what is the address?
The senior manager, Valley Health System, Kent, UK.
Yeah. The senior manager. The should be there because a person's name is not given. Specify it is to a special person, senior manager. Next line, Valley Health System. Next line, Kent. Next line, UK. Isn't it? So whatever comes within the comma, write it together. Even if it is a long,
Kent and below that UK.
yeah. Even if it's a long sentence, whatever comes within the comma, space that will be written. Okay. Now let us see the purpose. I think this will help you to write the purpose. How do you write the introduction? Give me an idea. Told you both the mother and the child has to be addressed separately because both their needs are different.
Referring is Liana Snell, no? Aged 11 days.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll correct you if you're wrong.
Liana, along with her mother, requires newborn care and education as she is being discharged today
Anyone else? See, what happens is if you write both these together, both their purposes are different. So there is no much clarity, Ascenta. Instead of
Okay.
you write them one by one, it is much more clear. Can you try that way of someone?
I am writing to refer Liana Snell, baby of Mrs. Snell, who requires daily assessment and monitoring.
Yeah, that's good.
She was diagnosed with hyperbilirubinemia.
Yeah. Has she was diagnosed with?
Convulsions and
Hyper-
hyperbilirubinemia.
You don't have to write convulsions, okay? That we can write it in the later stage. We can write it as an explanation. Your introduction should not be very lengthy. So we can write it as write the main chief diagnosis here, and then you can write the late explanation later, okay? Yeah. And then what do you say?
Her
can
mother
someone-
needs education regarding newborn care. As Miss Liana being discharged today.
As Lina is
Liana.
okay. Can anyone help with the mother part once again?
Her mother requires education regarding newborn care.
And psychological.
It should not be explanatory.
As Miss Liana is being discharged today.
Okay. Why do you say Miss Liana? She's only 11 days, so you have to just
Okay.
name.
As Liana
Baby.
is
If it's a baby, the name is important. Yeah.
as Liana is being discharged today.
Okay. So this is the address part. You all got it?
Yes.
This is the introduction. I am writing to refer Lina Snell, baby of Miss Snell, who requires, we're writing the purpose of the child, who requires daily assessment and monitoring as she was diagnosed with hyperbilirubinemia. Why do I write was? Because it is all over now. Her parameters are fine, isn't it? So it is over.
Okay.
Why we write was. Even now, if she's been still continuing, what do you say? Has been.
Has been.
Or if it was just if it was known little more earlier also, and if it's still existing, we say has been. She has been diagnosed. But here it is all over now. Her condition is stable. That is why we say she was diagnosed. Yeah. And next we write about the need of the mother. Her mother needs education regarding newborn care as Miss Lina is being discharged today. Clear with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Now what do you all write? See, now let us start with the admission details as to why and when she was admitted and the treatment she had and the assessment that was found, all that. So according to this bar, we have finished the introduction, I. And now we shall start with the situation and the assessment, all that together. Okay? So can someone?
Liana was admitted to hospital on 25 May 2020 due to repeated convulsions. On assessment, mild respiratory distress also was noted.
But can you paraphrase it once again? Start with mild distress and convulsions.
Liana was admitted to hospital on 25 May 2020 with complaints of repeated convulsions and mild respiratory distress.
Or along with mild respiratory distress.
Along with mild respiratory distress. There was no feeding
See, it is not clear. Someone take it up. Can someone take it up?
24 hours.
Students, can someone take it up? Because Bindu is
Yes. She's not able to hear me.
convulsions. Yeah, can someone who's clear? Bindu,
Hello.
you're not
Can
clear
you hear now? Okay, ma'am.
now. Once again, say that.
Liana was admitted to hospital on 25 May 2020 with complaints of repeated convulsions along with mild respiratory distress.
Okay.
It was revealed that no feeding or saline were initiated 24 hours before the onset of convulsion. Care blood investigations reports were deranged. Her condition was managed with injection phenobarbital 20 milligram as well as phototherapy for 3 days.
Okay. See, her blood test confirmed the diagnosis. You can also say that.
Okay.
The rest is fine. Okay. So I will share what I have written. See, it's optional. Okay? You don't have to write in the same way. On 25th May 2020, Liana was admitted to hospital with respiratory distress and episodes of convulsions, which reoccurred to 4 times a day. If you want, you can write that, because we need the word count, no? She was not breast prior to the convulsions, for which she was treated with, yeah, actually here, when you read ahead, no, you see that. Continuous infusion of saline with dextrose, that you missed out. Close observation. These were given during the time, so we can actually include here. She was not breastfed 24 hours prior to the convulsions, for which she was treated with dextrose infusion and injection, phenobarbital 20 mg. Her blood test confirmed the diagnosis, for which she has been initiated. Why? Because it's been initiated since 3 days back, and it needs to be continued. She has been with physiotherapy, which needs to be continued for 7 days. Here, I have said plan. In the plan, it is clearly written that physiotherapy. Sorry, it's not physiotherapy. It is phototherapy. Phototherapy, which needs to be continued for 7 days. I have written here. Did everyone understand?
Yes, ma'am.
See, there's some disturbance from some home. I don't know if it's your home. Can you need
No.
someone else's home? So kindly mute it. Okay. So her blood test confirmed the diagnosis, for which she has been initiated with phototherapy, which needs to be continued for 7 days. Here again, I repeat, if you want, you can write this. The phototherapy needs to be continued for 7 days in the plan, or you can write it together along with this. Did everyone follow?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, now what do we write? So the first 25th is over. Now we have 26th and 29th, isn't it? Nothing much to say. So I think concise and tell it together. Can someone help me?
Currently, Leona Leona becomes stable. However, her mother concerned about newborn care and requires education and guidance.
Yeah. So I think the first line, no, currently Liana became, that there's some there's some grammar error there. Currently, Liana shows good progress. Or currently, Liana's clinical parameters are satisfactory. If you want, you can write like. However, something now we are writing something contrasting. However, comma, her mother is concerned about newborn care and requires education and guidance. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing else to write here. So I'll
No
share.
need to mention anxiety, ma'am.
That is
That's in the
your mother
plan.
is concerned.
Concern.
Okay.
Yeah, currently, Lina shows good progress. However, her mother is concerned about newborn care and requires education and guidance. Her mother is anxious. It's the same meaning as concern. It is better. If you write concern, it's much better. So this is about the 26 and the 29 together. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you write for the exam, you have to look at the task. What have you missed out? Have you missed out any details? We started with the admission details. We covered the 25th. We finished the 26th and the 29th, isn't it? Now we have the plan left. And anything
Plan.
else we have left? Anything else which we have
Back-
left?
Background.
Wait, birth
Yeah,
weight.
Wait,
A social history.
birth weight.
Yeah, social history. We have not told anything. What is the background includes the past medical history, the social history, and the family history details, isn't it? So shall we
Yes.
say something regarding that? Can one of you all help?
Leona, the first baby.
Okay.
Preterm baby.
Here it's given Lina is a first child. So one you can include that.
Lina is the first child to her parents.
Hmm.
Birth
With-
weight.
She was a preterm
Odd
baby
birth
with a birth weight of 1.50 kg, and currently she weighs 1.6 kg.
1.6 kg.
Currently she weighs. She is not necessarily currently weighs.
Currently weighs.
Yeah, there are different ways of writing, but provided you get all the information ready, that is enough. Anyone else who have a different idea of writing? Can you try once again?
Lina is a preterm baby. She's a first child for her parents. Her birth weight was 1.5. Currently, she weighs 1.6 kg.
Lina is a preterm. If you want, you can say Lina, a preterm baby, is the first child of. If you want, you can write like that. Okay, I have written it like this. Anyway, you all have this flexibility in writing. You can write in whichever way you want, provided the grammar is fine. Lina, the first baby of Miss Snell. Miss Snell. It is what I meant was Mrs. Okay, had a birth weight of 1.5 kg. I forgot to write the kg, and currently weighs 1.6 kg. She lives with her parents, so we included both. The first baby of Mrs. Snell. There's a slight typing error. Do you all understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It is optional.
Yes.
You don't have to write this. You can write in your own style. No hard rules. Huh? Now, what have you missed out? In the
Plan.
Plan.
the plan, isn't it? I told you, you have to club what comes together. Only then you will get marks. Don't write separate. If there is any scope for clubbing, if you think two different plans are almost the same category, you can combine them using connectors. For example, monitoring. You see the monitoring on 29th
Yes,
for the
medication monitoring and
Medication monitoring,
same
mother's
thing you
mental
see.
status.
daily assessment monitoring.
Same thing you see monitoring of medication. So you can club that together. Can one of you try like that? Start. It would be
It would
would
be
be appreciated.
appreciated if you could assess.
If you could
It
monitor.
would be appreciated if you could for Lina and
1 minute. Let me stop you. If the same assessment and monitoring is given in the introduction, don't copy that again. Don't rewrite it. It would be appreciated if you could provide continued care. Okay, then continue now.
It would be appreciated if you could
Provide.
if you could provide continue and medication monitoring of medication and not
Hello.
monitoring of medications, mother's mental health and mother's mental health status,
Hold
as
on.
well as mental health
No,
status.
don't club all that together. I think it's all one big, it sounds very complicated. See, when the child's blood sugar monitoring has to be clearly mentioned. If you have not mentioned there earlier, okay? But we have mentioned it. No? So how do you say? It would be appreciated. Say, can one of you help me?
If you could provide continued care for Lana and monitor her blood sugar for 7 days, along with the medication complaints.
You can write this if the if the phototherapy, sorry, yeah, this is different, no? Of course, you can write this. Sorry. Yeah, because phototherapy is what we mentioned.
We
Write
mentioned
both.
also.
Blood sugar.
You should write like this. Only then there is clarity. It would be appreciated if you could provide continued care for Liana and monitor her blood sugar. See, on
for
29
7
blood
days.
sugar for the next 7 days, along with these are the connectors, along with medication.
In monitoring.
Okay. Now, next, can we talk about mother? What does a mother require?
Please educate her
Education
Kindly
about
monitor
breastfeeding
mother's
and
mental status
lactation.
regarding breakfast.
and arrange child home care programs like breastfeeding education and lactation consultation.
I don't want you to write like. It is less formal. Why do you have to write home care program? Instead, you can straight away go to the plan.
Kindly
We-
monitor the mother's mental status
Mm.
and arrange breastfeeding education as well as lactation consultation.
That is better. Okay. Please educate
Mhm.
Mrs. Snell regarding breastfeeding and arrange a lactation consultation. Full stop. If you want to, you can write like this. It is important to ensure the mental status of Mrs. Snell. There are different ways of writing. You can write it in your own style. No problem. It would be appreciated if you could provide continued care for Lina and monitor her blood sugar for 7 days, along with medication compliance. Full stop. That is a plan of the child. And please educate Mrs. Snell regarding breastfeeding and arrange lactation consultation. It is important to ensure the medical status of Miss Snell. Mental. Yeah, mental. There's some typing error. Yeah. So now have we finished everything? Now let's recheck. We have written here. We have written all the details. We have written all the details, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Now what else? How do you close?
About
If you
some
have
notes.
any queries,
Please do
please
contact me.
contact.
Yeah. And then what do you write?
Yours
Yours
faithfully.
Nurse in
faithfully,
charge.
registered
Nurse in
nurse.
charge.
Can one of you say? Sylvia, can you
Nurse
say?
in charge. Nurse in charge.
No, before that, what do you say? Yours?
Faithfully,
Why?
because no name.
Whose
Nurse.
name? They're absent.
Yes.
Because some mistake it for the nurse name. It is not the nurse name, it's the reader's name. If the reader's name is not given, you have to write yours faithfully. If the reader's name is given, you have to write yours sincerely, isn't it? So yours faithfully here, and then what do you say?
Nurse in charge.
Nurse in charge.
That is fine. So did you all get the letter?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.